Right, welcome to Estonia. That kind of marks the end of the Scandinavian leg, although technically Finland's not part of Scandinavia, but I'm counting it. And this is where we start going down through sort of mainland Europe. Took the ferry over from Helsinki to Tallinn, spent a couple of days there, lovely city, but yeah, now we're on the outskirts of Tallinn, ready to get a lift. However, the spot I'd sort of looked at doesn't look that great. We're gonna stay here for a while, but there's not many cars, but let's see how it goes. Okay, we had quite a successful hour or so. We got to Pärnu, which is sort of halfway, but we're not having much luck here, so let's okay, got dropped off in Ikla. I believe it said Ikla. It's a border town basically, so the border is literally just there. I don't know if I can walk across it though, so I'm going to try and actually just get a lift from here because it's actually quite a decent place for people to stop. But yeah, failing that, we'll walk across it, but I don't know if it's possible to walk across. Oh, there we go. They've passed me before, that couple. Yeah, we'll wait here maybe 20 minutes or so, see if we get any lifts. That was nice and easy. We got all the way to Riga with a lorry driver, nice guy, Ukrainian, impressive. Very interesting conversation with him. But yeah, we're off to Lithuania today. Welcome to Lithuania. We stayed in Kaunas, I think it was. So it's the second biggest city in Lithuania yesterday. And I've made my way down. The only issue is it's shit weather at the minute. So I'm currently in like a shack whilst it sort of rains. It looks like it's getting a bit better. Before I couldn't even record this video because the sound of rain would have just been so heavy. But yeah, we're making good distance. We're basically halfway from Kaunas to Poland now, so we're probably only 30 minutes away from the border. We've stopped at this it's like a gas station mixed with a burger joint, so I was hoping it was going to be busier than this given it's 1 o'clock, and there's a burger place there. So I've not got a huge amount of hope, and I'm not seeing many Polish cars either, which isn't ideal because I assumed they are, well, obviously they're more likely to be going back to Poland. So I think it's a case of we just got to wait for the weather to improve, and then we try our luck. We made it to Poland, or Warsaw. We've had a rough morning, I'll be honest. It's taken us almost 3 hours to get from the centre of Warsaw to maybe 10 miles outside. Shouldn't have taken that long, but the buses were just being crap today. But yeah, it's 2:15. That's not ideal. So yeah, let's see where we get to. There's definitely more traffic than I thought, although it is now sort of 2:30, so I assume that traffic is going to slow down because there's McDonald's and that sort of stuff over there. So I assume it's going to get much slower, but who knows. Alright, we're on the outskirts of Katowice. I didn't think this was going to be a good spot, but we've actually had 3 cars already stop in 10 minutes. One of them was a police car, kind of basically questioning me. But that was alright. But yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. We're trying to get to Czechia. I'm probably going to record something separate because I know I've probably missed quite a bit of the journey. But we made it to Shrov, something like that. It's basically the sort of biggest town before the border. There is actually a town literally split down the middle by the border. But we're, yeah, just before that basically. We've had 2 rides now, one only taking us a bit further up, but we've not really waited too long. We waited like half an hour, and then the other one was only like 5 minutes. He dropped us off in not the best place, but I think the main motorway that's going to where we want it to is like over here. It's just trying to find a way to get on it, and then finding a place that's like safe or easy for people to stop as well. So yeah, let's see what we can do. I'm not gonna lie, we're certainly not in the best spot, and I hope police don't come by this time, because pretty sure this one isn't legal. But we are like on the on-ramp to where we need to go. For some reason the car seemed to have just disappeared, because there was loads when I was walking to it, because it was a bit sketchy. But yeah, they seem to have disappeared all of a sudden. But yeah, no, I'm fairly confident. We've had a lot of luck. So yeah, I don't know. Right, I think we've cocked up. We've ended up at this service station, but it's tiny and there's like no one here. It's not actually that small, but there's just like no one stopping here. I don't know if maybe fuel's cheaper in Czech, so that's why people just don't stop here, because we are like bang on the border. The town that's on the border is like a kilometre that way. I'm almost tempted to walk it, but in fact no, maybe it's not a kilometre, maybe it's a bit further than that, but it's pretty close. So actually, let's have a look. How long? Yeah, it's probably a bit too long of a walk, really. But I guess we've got that as a backup if things really don't go well. So yeah, let's see. We got a lift just a little bit down the road. And I'm pretty sure everyone going this way now is going to either the Czech Republic or Slovakia through the Czech Republic, because you've got a sign like that. I don't know how easy that is to see, but it basically says this road, Czech Republic and Slovakia, all the places. So fingers crossed, everyone that's going to go past us is now going to the Czech Republic, and it's easier for them to stop. That guy that just gave us a lift was very kind. He literally stopped off like the main motorway, because there just wasn't any cars. Like, it was 10-20 minutes between cars. So yeah, I think let's sit here, or not sit here, but wait here and get a ride. So the last few days have certainly been interesting. We got to Olomouc in Czechia. We didn't get all the way to Brno because it was just getting late, and I thought there's no chance. And it was actually a really nice place. I'm glad I went there for it was basically a few hours really, but it was nice. The hostel was also really quite fancy. I might actually put like a bit of a video here because it was such a cool one. Went to Brno, got the weirdest bit of luck. So literally turned up at the place I was going to hitchhike, and there was a guy already stood there, and I think it's the first time I've come across another hitchhiker. So yeah, it was the first time I've come across another hitchhiker, and they'd been stood there like half an hour. I turned up and a car pulled in, so we both got the ride. So it's brilliant. He basically did all the hard work for me. Got to Brno nice and early. Stayed in this nuclear bunker. I wish I'd recorded more of it because it was pretty cool. It was cold and it was pretty basic, but they'd kind of made it authentic to what it would have been, back in the Cold War. So that was quite interesting. We then left early this morning, and to be honest, we've had a horrible day. I started at 10 o'clock, it's now almost 3 o'clock, and I'm about halfway. But interestingly, met some more hitchhikers. So clearly it's quite popular in Czech Republic to hitchhike. I cannot believe that literally I've just finished that story about the two hitchhikers. So it was two people that I saw this morning. They've literally just gone past me in a van, which either means they've just conveniently stopped here, or they were somewhere else. So maybe they were a bit further down, but they were in a van with 3 people, so obviously there was 2 of them, the driver, so I wasn't going to get a chance. That's quite funny, that is. I mean, it's fucking annoying, because considering I started 2 hours before them, and they're almost certainly going to beat me to Bratislava, but it is quite funny at the same time. So, I don't know, hopefully I can actually meet them properly in Bratislava, and I don't know, we can have a laugh. Don't know if anyone's watched the episode where we went through Sweden, but my worst nightmare seems to have happened. I'm in the middle, or like bottom of Czechia, and there's loads of Swedes. We're in Bratislava, sort of. We've been dropped off at the service station, so we now just need to get the bus. I'm hoping you can hear me because it's quite loud. There is like literally the motorway over here, and we're going through like this like pretty dodgy path just to get to where we need to. Yeah, that was probably the worst day of hitchhiking I've done. It's taken us basically 10 hours to do a journey, which is like an hour and 30 minutes. So it's pretty horrific. We finally got picked up by a Hungarian lorry driver. It then got made worse because I'm pretty sure I've left my hat in the last place. And then it got even worse because as I was leaving, he was like handing it to me and he like slammed my bag. And I have a horrible feeling he's just broken my laptop, which is like awful if he has. Like that's, yeah, I don't want to look, to be honest. It's going to be at least another half hour till we get to the hostel anyway. But I'm dreading looking because it, like, he proper slammed it on where it is. If it's not broken, either the case or this bag are incredible. The only hope is that it did hit the like frame of because it was where the laptop is, but it hit the frame of it, of the like backpack. So the only hope is that's like absorbed the damage basically. The frame is alright, the frame's not broken, but I do have a horrible fear for the laptop. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, now it's just getting to the hostel. Gonna be spending a few days here. Welcome to Innsbruck in Austria. We are about 2 hours away from Switzerland. I kind of forgot to record a load of stuff, so apologies about that. But we went from Bratislava to Vienna, then luckily got a lift all the way from Vienna to pretty much at the outskirts of Innsbruck, so it was nice and easy. But yeah, trying to get to Switzerland. I've stood somewhere, well, I've stood at the place I'm going back to now for a bit and didn't get any luck, but I think it was more because I didn't have a sign. Right, made it to about halfway to Switzerland. We had to switch spots, but yeah, we've found a spot. The only issue is it is very quiet, but it's a service station. Most people should be going to Switzerland from here, so we'll see. Right, we got a lift off a guy called Thomas, who went out of his way to take us a bit further. Legend. He's dropped us off at a spot which he thinks is good. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's that good. It doesn't look that good. So let's see. I think there is potentially another option a bit further. But whilst I'm here, I've seen the most German, well, I mean Austrian technically, like thing I've ever seen. It's like this thing of this like cyclist with fucking sausages in his thing. I don't know even what it's for. Like, it seems very weird. I don't know what the advert's for. We've moved to what I think is going to be the better spot. It's not ideal in the slightest, but I think it's our best option at the minute. So this slip road, that slip road goes exactly to where we want it to. The issue is a lot of the traffic that's coming on is going to be local traffic, and I assume there is more stops. You know, it doesn't only go to Liechtenstein, it does go to other places in Austria. So yeah, it does go to other places in Austria. In fact, this goes kind of all over Austria. So you can see that sign there. I don't know how well you can see that. So one way goes back to Innsbruck, which is obviously the way we don't want, and then the other way goes to the way we do want, sort of Liechtenstein way. The good thing about this spot is we've gone past the bit that goes to like St. Moritz, which is where unfortunately quite a lot of traffic goes to, but it's just not where I want to go yet. Right, we got a lift with it was sort of a weird like fire truck thing. But look at this view, man. Well, we've made it to Liechtenstein, which if you've not heard of before, I'm not surprised. Welcome to Switzerland. Now, I'm going against basically all advice I've had and going to try and go through Italy. Now, most people are probably thinking, why is that not advised? And basically, apparently, Italy is pretty rough for hitchhiking. You know, it's not well liked. To the point where there's this group chat I'm part of that's like filled with hitchhikers, and I went in to kind of ask for people's opinions, and there was someone basically saying they got spat at and stuff like that. Before I'd even asked the question, they were just complaining like that's what they're currently getting. So is it a stupid idea? Yes it is. But I just don't. The other two options are either go back on myself, back through Austria, which is probably the route I'd do if I really do struggle this way. The other route is through like up into Germany and back then down, just because it's quicker. But I don't want to do that, just because I just don't. To be honest, I want to do Italy. I know it's going to be quite hard potentially, but I'd rather do a new country that I've not done on this trip before, and there's places in Italy that I've not done either. So I'm just going to say, fuck it, we're going to do it. The only thing I will say, this is pretty quiet. So I'm not liking that, but this is going towards like Chur. Okay, the first car that pulled up after I'd finished recording there stopped and offered to give us a lift. The only issue is it just wasn't that far. Yeah, it was only like 20 minutes down the road, and I don't know, maybe that gave me false confidence that this is going to be a good spot. But if I'd been waiting here maybe like 20-30 minutes, I'd have taken it. But because it was basically the first one, yeah, it's given me a confidence that hopefully this is a good spot. We'll see. Alright, little update. Seems to be actually a fairly decent spot, to be honest. We've had 2 more people stop, so 3 people total. One was going just the wrong way, was going up to Zurich, which I'm a bit surprised about, because I assumed it wasn't this road. But yeah, he was doing that. Then we've just had another person stop, but he was basically just going to like the south of Liechtenstein, so it'd have been really awkward to get out of. So I just said I'd stay here. And yeah, like also, part of me really wants to get a ride from a Liechtensteinian, or whatever they're called, just because I think that would be cool. Right, interesting one. We got picked up, but we only got taken a little bit down the road. Got picked up by a New Zealand guy in a UK car, which really threw me off. But yeah, that was interesting. We still basically trying to get onto the same road here. I'm not sure how well you can see that sign, but it's still going to Zurich. I think once we get past Zurich, we should have a much easier job. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where we're going to end up tonight, to be honest. It's 2 o'clock now, and I just have no idea how far we're going to get at all. So let's hope we can at least get to Chur, which is like an hour away, I think. Ideally, we want to get somewhere towards Italy, somewhere cheap, but let's see. Because it's very beautiful.
It is, yeah. It's very...
We've made it past Chur, or how you're actually supposed to say it, apparently. The only issue is I'm not sure where we're supposed to go now. So we got to Hur, and then we actually got moved on by the police because we weren't supposed to stand here. Pretty sure I'm not supposed to be stood where I'm about to stand either. But it's our best chance. So if the police move us on, they'll move us on. Right, we had our first stop, but he wasn't going far enough. I've just looked at how far we've made it today, and we've not made it far at all. It's quite depressing. It's actually under an hour total. Yeah, it really scares me about Italy. If we're already struggling, and no one really warned us about Switzerland, so it does worry me a little bit. The only hope is that the guy I got a ride with to here was Bosnian, born in Bosnia, but lived there for lived in Switzerland many years. And he did say there's a lot of people go from like Switzerland all the way to like Croatia, Bosnia and stuff like that on their holidays. So the only hope is we find one of those and they can like basically take us all the way to Ljubljana. However, are they going to be around at 5 o'clock at night? Here, probably not. So yeah, we'll see. Right, we made it to Bellinzona. We are, I think it's about 30 kilometers away from the Italian border, but I found quite a cheap hotel or hostel, so I thought might as well stop here. The guy I got a lift with just then was going a bit further, not quite to Lugano, but not far from it. But yeah, here is a cheap hostel, so why not? We've completely lucked out here. I was at a place in the south of Switzerland, Benetzola. Lovely place, interesting place because it was more Italian than it was Swiss. But we got a ride quite early this morning and he's going all the way to Croatia. And so he'll be basically going, I'm not sure if he's going through Slovenia or certainly close to, it'll certainly be going close to Slovenia. Welcome to Slavonski Brod. We are literally right at the border. I'm not sure I can film, so over there, that's the border to Bosnia. It's the first time we'll be leaving the EU, so I got the person to drop me off here and I'll walk across, because I'm not sure how long it will take. And I didn't want to hold him up. But we got a nice lorry driver, truck driver that gave us a lift all the way here. So yeah, ended well in the end. Right, we crossed the border. That was really easy. We have come to my worst nightmare. I'm not sure how this is going to look on the camera, but it's like all great. So you can see straight through it. I hate this kind of shit. And it is literally for like 100 meters. So this is fun. That was legitimately the worst experience of my life. Right, we've made it to Doughboy in Bosnia. Bosnia, really interesting place. I can't remember how much I filmed, to be honest. But basically, across the border at Croatia, Slavonski Brod, over to Brod, which is the Bosnian side. Waited probably about an hour and a bit, and literally as I was about to move spot, the car pulled over, or van pulled over. Quite an awkward one. Didn't speak a word of English. I obviously don't speak a word of Bosnian. And yeah, it was the perfect moment for my phone to fail on me. So it just wasn't letting me translate anything. So that was an interesting ride. Going to the new spot. So yeah, stayed in Doughboy. I believe that's how you say it, Doughboy. Last night. And thought, oh, it's a nice easy walk. It's about, only about an hour walk to my new spot. The issue is Google Maps completely betrayed me, and it's not as easy a walk as I thought, because it was trying to get me to walk down basically a motorway, like highway. So yeah, we're walking down some quite nice streets, to be fair. Some nice houses, but it's not as easy as it looked. I think it's probably going to take us, I don't know, maybe another hour or so on these back roads because we're kind of not going directly. And the place where it like took me onto the highway was just not a good spot for stopping people. You know, there was just no place for them to stop. So yeah, we're walking. The other issue, I woke up quite late today, so it's already 11 o'clock. Which, I mean, Sarajevo is only 3 hours away, so let's say we start at 12. You know, realistically, we've got plenty of time to catch the lift. Talk about Bosnian hospitality. Look at this. I was walking past. This is genuinely incredible.
To kaže, ti imaš takvi ljudi, ima neki pinkice, polega kurac, običe, malta ne cijel. Da, stačno statistički.
Hljeb donesu ovi i onda oni...
Ima vidiš rakija, nešto.
In Sud Albanije